All right, so just want to, you know, let you guys know that there is a new podcast with myself and friend, my friend, Mark Robinson. And I'll put the link to it in the description. But first, gotta show the vinyl. Jeff Rosenstock, No Dream. This is his album that came out this year. And it's just a really fun, sort of politically literate album, pop punk album. And it's on this like really cool fuchsia blue vinyl. And again, it's called, or actually, what do they call it? They call it seafoam green on the hype sticker. But it is, again, just really a really fun, socially aware punk album. And it came with actually you could separately order other different kind of, goodies to go along with the album. And there was like a coloring book with colored pencils that I kind of picked up with this. So maybe I'll show that at, a later date. But moving on, Bish Bosh by Scott Walker. This is, like I said, for a few other albums in my previous vinyl video, I've been wanting this pretty much since it came out in 2012. Just on black vinyl, but if anyone is kind of familiar with this album, they know how weird it is, employing sounds across the board, such as, I think Scott brought meats, like thick slabs of meat into the studio and threw them against the wall or something, and there were fart noises and stuff, and it's just really creepy. Definitely one of the most, along with Lulu by Lou Reed and Metallica, definitely one of the more bizarre releases from last decade. So then mentioned this in a previous video, Soft Machine Third. This has the most 70s kind of, whoa, almost knocked the camera over. They look so 70s here. This was released in 70 or 71. But just, it's they're on some real awesome trip here. Just, being all creative. in the 70s. Soft Machine third, definitely one of my favorite albums from this era. So, on music on vinyl sounds really great. And then, like, Soft Machine third is obviously, their third album, and I guess trying to think like how their sound kind of evolved from their 60s stuff, but I'm sure the Soft Machine faithful are gonna call me out on something if I get it wrong, so I don't even want to go there, but just one of my favorite albums in the experimental sort of realm from that era. So then pick this up, Starcrawler, Devour You. This is on limited blood red marble vinyl with scratch and sniff cover. So gave it a bit of a scratch, but it smells really good. Like, it's not a strong rose smell, but it's just very, very sensual smelling. Yeah, Starcrawler. Very young LA band that I sort of, I really enjoyed this new album. Their previous album I thought was good, but definitely kind of sounded like maybe they hadn't hit their stride yet, but I definitely think they are on to something with this new album, Devour You. And again, it is on this blood red vinyl. And it also came with this cool little zine booklet type bullshit. So, I like the color palette that they employ with this. I think there are still some of these limited pressings available on the Rough Trade website. So, Rough Trade, recording artists, Starcrawler. Definitely check that out. Then the classic emo album, or one of the classic emo albums, if you want to call it that. I think it's just a classic album, period. Embrace. Ian MacKaye and members of The Faith. 1985 DC hardcore with an emotional sort of bent to it. I'm not sure how much I like, the describing words, hardcore, emotional. It's just a really great rock album. Great melodies, great performances, and Ian MacKaye just gives, probably one of the best performances on record in his musical career, in my opinion. One of my favorite albums of all time, from 1985 on Discord. And then the new Ian MacKaye project with Joe Lally of Fugazi and Ian MacKaye's wife, Amy Farina. And they all, just contribute, they're great talents on this new album from this year. It's kind of like a indie pop rock-ish type offering with, obviously political, messages and whatnot, but just great songwriting in general. Quirky. And then our Stevie Moore, songs picked by Ariel Pink. Ariel Pink's Picks, Volume 1. These are all our Stevie Moore songs picked by, again, Ariel Pink. And, got She's Dead, Here Comes Summer Again, We're in Vietnam, The Winner. Really great. Our Stevie Moore comp. And like I mentioned in the previous video, Christ, the album by Crass. And it comes in a box, actually. And, the price, it was very cheap for, the amount you get in this package. It was very cheap, so you can always kind of expect good things from the anarcho-punks. And this is from 1982, just reissued in the past year. Whoa. See if I can, again, maneuver this. Just elaborate art. I don't know, maybe probably can't see the whole thing, but really funny. It says, an institution is the lengthened shadow of one person. So that is so true. Crass, Christ, the album, in this nicely packaged box, sort of thing here. So, as it was in the beginning, kind of the name of the reissue series. And it comes also, this is the double LP, and it comes with this cool booklet with lyrics and, writings. A series of shock slogans and mindless token tantrums. Existential press, which is funny. Cool. And, yeah, that is that. But there is more. So, Swain, negative space. Got the entire Swain slash This Routine is Hell discography for very cheap from End Hits Records. You know, this obviously, Howl was released under when they were referred to as This Routine is Hell, which I also have on record with the This Routine is Hell band name. And then my favorite release from them, The Long Dark Blue. You know, where they kind of switch up their sound from Howl to a more stripped back kind of maybe grungier alternative rock sound, but still they still have, you know, the elements of hardcore and punk that they you know, displayed so well on Howl. So, and then finally, Doc at the Radar Station, Captain Beefheart, and the Magic Band. So, on Virgin Records from 1980, Cothead, Brickbats, A Carrot is as Close as a Rabbit Gets to a Diamond, Making Love to a Vampire with a Monkey on My Knee, and then actually this will be finally TSOL, Dance With Me. New reissue. You know, goth, punk, hardcore, classic. The Triangle, Sounds of Laughter, I'm Tired of Life, Silent Scream, Dance With Me, the title track. So good. So that's kind of it. I'll stop it before I go way too long. But yeah, again, check out the podcast and